Today I'm going to be sharing my top 15 original soundtracks from Rec Room. Rec Room has an incredible range and variety of original music that is extremely underrated, so I hope with this video I can hype up the popularity of the Rec Room original soundtrack a bit with this completely original and unpopular video, since clearly no one has done any video like this before. Please note that this is a personal opinion of mine, and if you disagree with my list,
I'll cut you out of my life forever.
That's completely fine. Feel free to share your comments and opinions down below. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get into the top 15.
Number 15. Burger King Foot.
Oftentimes when I'm playing Dodgeball, I focus too much on the game and forget about the soundtrack, but when you really relax and listen to it, it's such a vibe. It's a great complement to the simple structure of Dodgeball, and it definitely has lots of potential. The only downside to the soundtrack is that sometimes when the Dodgeball match gets long, it gets a little bit repetitive. Overall, it's a great soundtrack and it's definitely underrated. Especially this part. This part's such a vibe. So yeah, it definitely belongs in the top 15. It's a great soundtrack, but there's 14 better ones.
Number 14.
Now with the Pirate Brawl, some of you may have expected it to be a bit higher. However, I do have my reasonings for it. Firstly, it's a very short soundtrack that gets repetitive sometimes, and secondly, I've heard it a bit too much playing Isle. However, I think this is one of the best soundtracks to go with the scene. The music is absolutely spot on for a bar fight and fits perfectly with the quest.
Number 13.
Now, before I give my explanation, note that I've never played Crescendo before. Therefore, I don't know much about where the soundtrack takes place and how well it fits into the quest. However, listening to this on the Rec Room radio, it really gives a spooky and eerie sensation, and does a great job at combining the two melodies. Additionally, the second portion serves a great contrast as well.
Number 12.
There isn't much to say about the soundtrack. It's a great chill music track for vibing in the rec center and other various maps. Although there isn't a specific game it's meant for, there's definitely potential in this track to be shared all throughout media. There's several instruments in this track as well, and they work great together. I'm pretty sure this was the first soundtrack I ever heard when I played Rec Room.
Number 11.
I'm surprised at how the soundtrack isn't as popular as it should be. It's really relaxing, and even though I'll only hear it for a little bit when starting Crimson Cauldron, it definitely fits with the mood. It really should be put into more maps and other media. This music reminds me of being friendly fired by my friends after accidentally starting another game of Crimson.
Number 10.
The name of this song really shows in the music. It's a sport funk. Rec Room is a perfect game for this soundtrack. Although there isn't a designated game or map for the soundtrack, every now and then where I hear this soundtrack, it really brightens up the atmosphere. This song definitely earns its spot in the top 10.
Number 9.
This 90s styled cowboy music fits surprisingly well with the Quarry map in paintball. It's energetic, bright, and has a great complement to paintball. It can get repetitive, but it rarely does. This music will make your snipes hit 100% more accurate, guaranteed.
Number 8.
Honestly, when you're fighting the Jumbotron boss, it's really hard to concentrate on the music while you're fighting a literal TV screen. But when you listen to it outside of the quest, it's pretty insane. It combines all the previous soundtracks you hear when playing Jumbotron into one track.
Number 7.
I have one word to describe this track: underrated. Although many people would consider this track to be ambient and background noise rather than music, there are several beats, rhythms, and notes, so I'd consider it to be a music soundtrack. It's just so chill, and the tropical feel it gives you is really portrayed in the intense gameplay in Port Plunder.
Number 6.
This track is a great combination of beats, simple melody, and rhythm. Now, some of you may wonder why I chose this one over the Homestead remix, which is a little bit different. The Homestead remix isn't as clean or as simple as this track. It's a bit too extra, and I personally prefer the simpler tracks. It's a simple track, and for a simple map. Hey, that rhymes.
Number 5.
This is where the tracks really start getting extremely good, starting with Charades. Yeah, it's incredible. I don't know what else to say, I'll just let y'all listen to it. It's perfect. It's just perfect for a laughing game of charades.
Number 4.
Now, let me be clear, the only thing good about disc golf is the music. Strangely enough, it goes well with the dull gameplay of disc golf, and I honestly think it could be a good soundtrack for more active games in Rec Room. Yeah, screw this, no one wants to see disc golf gameplay, put something else on. Yeah, overall, it has a really good catchy tune to it, and it doesn't get repetitive.
Number 3.
If this soundtrack was in a James Bond film, I wouldn't be surprised. With the dim and secretive setting and gameplay of the Spillway map, a James Bond-like music track is perfect. It makes me feel like a secret spy or something, trying to get the flag and kill people with grenades.
Number 2.
I'm sure a good portion of you predicted this was going to be on the podium. Although most players will only hear this once when they play Rec Room for the tutorial, obviously, it's so incredibly amazing that no one will want to just hear it once. Rec Room, you have to add the soundtrack to more activities. It's so amazing. Don't waste such a good track on just the tutorial, put it in other activities.
Number 1.
This song is so unbelievably beautiful. It is so relaxing, and it really touches me to heart. Okay, that's not number 1. This is number 1. This is the only track in Rec Room that is better than the tutorial. In all honesty, I don't even know where it belongs in the game. It's just so good. When I was editing my Q&A, I had this music in the background, and I literally couldn't stop listening to it. Words can't even describe how good it is. I'll just let y'all listen to it. It's so beautiful.